Oh my goodness, you guys, what am I doing? I don't know. I've I really like to watch Darcy's misadventures with mixed media, and I tell her all the time, I'm going to try something, I'm going to try something, I'm going to try something, and then I never do. And so I'm gonna try something. So I went on YouTube and I looked for beginner mixed media. And I found a lady, I can't think of the name of the channel right now, but I will link the video below so you can compare what I make to what she made. It's gonna be great. So let me see if I can even remember. Okay, first things. There's this. This is actual watercolor paper. It's pretty thick. And I didn't know if I had any, but I went through my daughter's art supplies that she left because, you know, she's off at college and she couldn't take everything with her. But I went looking because I have some things that are like well, I think it's actually mixed media paper, and it says you can do watercolor on it, but you get it wet and see what happens. Because, you know, I was practicing. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, I didn't want this to happen. And in the video I was watching, that wasn't happening. And she was using watercolor paper and it was thick. So I'm lucky I found some. And if I have fun with this, I'll go buy myself some so I don't use all of my daughter's watercolor paper. Or I guess I could and just buy her a new pad. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm using colors I have. She was using different colors in her video. And she started off with, I think it was, it was that one metal one, patina, something patina. And I thought if I mix these two, I might get something similar. And so this is what we're gonna do, you guys. This is what we're gonna do. So she put, you know, some good amount on there. And then I'm going to do it down here. I'm not like touching them together. And then I'm going to spray it because this is what she did. Now she didn't do this part. This is what I decided to do in order to try and get a new color. So I don't know. And then I'm gonna, you know, do that a little bit to, yeah, I've been playing quite a bit. I'm just gonna kind of get a little bit of that, just drag it. Oh, and then I need to spray my paper. And I'm finding that I'm using too much water, so, but this is thicker, so I don't know. Maybe it's not too much water on this one. I don't know. Now what she was doing was trying to keep most of her stuff. She did a bigger piece than what I'm doing. She was trying to keep most of her color to one side. Oh gosh, that's a lot. And that's not really what she did, not at all. I don't like that a bit. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take a bunch of this off. So my thoughts on this, I'm not teaching anybody anything because obviously I don't know what I'm doing, but here's what I'm thinking. Maybe a lot of you are like me in that this is very intimidating. And so I'm just going to try and get some of that off of there. Okay. And so maybe I can take some of the intimidation out for you guys by trying it. And you can see, also, I don't have a lot of supplies. And so I'm trying to use what I have rather than going and buying a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I did have to go and buy some, what's it called? Texture paste. Because I didn't have any. And man, that was not easy to find. I went online and to check to see if they had any at Joann Fabric, because that's the closest fabric or craft store to my house. And I thought, well, that'll only take me, you know, 20-ish minutes to get there. And it's on the, you know, kind of outskirts of the busier part of town, so I wasn't going to have to drive through a whole bunch of traffic and all of that. Their shelves were like empty. All of the, you know, they have quite a big Tim Holtz section. It was empty. Like for instance, there was one Distress Oxide hanging there, and it was a color I didn't want. And all the shelves with all the little, I don't know. Oh, I'll show you something I got. You know, the shelves with stuff like this. It was all empty. And then I went to look at the art stuff to see if they had the texture paste, and I needed one of these. They had nothing. I wanted to take pictures and send it into like the head office. I was so disappointed. So then of course I had to keep going. Okay, I think this is fairly dry, but look what it does. Is that normal? Am I going to be able to, I don't know. Okay, so the next thing that she did, actually, I think she started with green, so I goofed already. And I think with the oxides, that if you let them dry, that they don't, like one will sit on top of the other. I think that's what I understand about them. That's almost dry. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to do just this. So this was, the way I mixed was Stormy Sky and Peacock Feathers. And then, again, I touched them together. No, I didn't put one on top of the other, because then you're going to mess up your stamp block. Okay, nice spray. And then, I don't know. So this is another thing. Since it's all so new to me, I don't know how much water I need. Oh, and she said for this particular one, you know, do it this way. Oh, see, that's, I don't like that. I don't want it to leave those lines. And I don't know how to not have it leave those lines. I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get rid of this because it's very wet. You see why I've hesitated to do this? Oh, so anyway, she said a lot of times normally you'll do it here and you'll turn your paper over onto it. But she wanted to be able to see where she was, you know, dropping the color or whatever. So I'm just doing it the way she did it. I don't necessarily like the way that turned out. I wanted it to be, I don't know what I wanted. I missed. I don't know if you hear talking in the background, but my husband called my son right as I was starting my video. I'm like, thanks. I could have sat and talked with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Also in hers, she was trying to leave some more white on one side and more color on the other. So again, I'm just copying her. I'm gonna let this dry. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to turn you off and I'm gonna dry it with my heat gun. It's kind of loud. And then I'm going to do the same thing to mix this one and this one. This is Spiced Marmalade and Vintage Photo. So I'm gonna do some here and some here. Then I'm gonna mix them the same way I did the last time. And we're gonna add a little bit of that. So I'm gonna dry this. All right, so I'm back and I figured I could just do this with you. This again is Vintage Photo and Spiced Marmalade. She used rust. I don't have that color. I'm gonna try a little less water, maybe. I don't want the big giant globs in one spot. Do I? Don't I? I don't know. Oops, I need to spray my paper. Good catch. I'm gonna go up here. Oh, it didn't spread as much as I wanted it to. See, this is what I don't understand is that part. I just want it to go farther than it is. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it. That's kind of puddly. I don't want to sit it down on that. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit here. And then a little bit down here. Oh, that's kind of good. See, I keep on having like an ick up here. I don't like it. I don't like how I'm getting, you know, the colors I'm getting there. Okay, stop. I'm gonna leave it just like that. Probably gonna be wearing it. She was using a heavy piece of acetate to do hers on. I don't have a heavy piece of acetate. I think if I end up liking doing this, that I might get myself some, because this is a pain in the butt and it also is double. Okay. I'm going to dry it again, and so I'll turn you guys off, and then we're going to be adding some texture to it. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, there was one other thing that she did before using the texture paste. She did a little bit of flicking, and so I'm actually going to do just this to give it just, I didn't need to put so much on there, to give it just a little bit more color. So she flicked with this, and I tried it earlier, so I'm going to try it on this to make sure. Yeah, so this is something that has been hard for me to figure out, the flicking. But okay. I'm coming this direction. Okay. I didn't want that. All right, I'm gonna stop at that. So we did some flicking. All right, now I've got to let that dry. Even though I don't like how it kind of has directional marks on it, directional flicks. Okay, so next, I did have to flatten it out. It wasn't doing it on its own, like it was getting warped. So I did the best I could to kind of flatten it out in some places. So I don't know, maybe it's the quality of the watercolor paper, or maybe it's just paper. There's no fighting it or something. So this stencil is from Stampers Anonymous, and it is that, you know, they don't name them, so that's the information if you're interested. I'm going to be using this part. So she got some flicks on it. Oh no, I wonder where my flicks ended up. They're kind of everywhere. I'm looking up now and I see that they've gotten a little farther than I intended them to go. Oh well. Okay, so we're just gonna leave them white. She just wanted a little something white. So this is what I found, Master's Touch modeling paste. Is that texture paste? Is it the same thing? I don't know. And you guys, I practiced one time, but this is my first time ever using this stuff. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm just gonna put a little bit up in this corner. I don't know, are you supposed to go back and forth? And I don't want it to have like an obvious edge. So we're gonna just stop there and see how so that turned out like that. So that's pretty good. And then still copying her. Now this isn't what she used. She had a different stencil. And I am going to, real quick, I'm just going to wipe it so that I don't make a mess. And I'm going to put a little bit down here. Where? Like, how did, yeah, down in this corner. Not a ton, just a little bit. Want it to be straight. Okay, so that's that one. Pretty good. And now I'm going to do some kind of right in here. And I'm going to wipe it. I noticed, so I like I said, I tried this and my stuff wasn't all the way dry. I don't know if it's going to be all the way dry this time, but the ink started coming up through it. Yeah, it's changing the color of it here. So I suppose, I don't know if it's because this stuff that I'm putting down is wet and that's why it's coming through. Oops, I touched. I didn't want to touch. Yeah, so that's changing color. It's not staying white. So I don't know how to avoid that. And I'm starting in a little ways so I don't get a straight line. Maybe just a little bit more. Yay, okay, we did it. All right, so now I have to let this dry. I'll hold it up so you can see it. And she did like white on white. It was intentional to do it like that. All right, so there we are so far. I'm gonna turn you guys off and let that dry. All right, this is good and dry. You wanna make sure that's dry because we're gonna stamp over the top. She had a postcard stamp, but it was this kind of, the acrylic, you know, whatever those things are, the loose ones, not on a block. But I only have one on a block, so we're going to make do. She stamped with kind of a gray. I have, where is it? I have black soot. So that's what I'm going to do. And black soot is sort of grayish if you don't have it. It's not real black. It definitely shows up though. I just really want to make sure that I get it straight. So I'm hoping that's straight. I was holding my breath. Okay. I mean, it's pretty dark. And then I'm going to do one right in this area. Yeah, that's the right side. I think maybe I'll go a little farther. I want it to be straight. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And then, since hers was the this kind, she just took and added a little bit here and there, but I can't really do that with that. So I found this that I could use. So we're just going to add a little bit here and there, like here. I find this difficult to do too. I think I pushed too hard, but you get the idea. Okay, that's good before I mess it up. Okay. The next thing that she did, and I've already done it, and I'll just show you. So she took the same postcard stamp. I'm going to wipe this off. And she used a black ink. Now, I'm pretty sure the black ink that she used was a waterproof one. I used Stays On. And she stamped it onto another piece of paper. And then she had a really cool die cut that was, I don't know, octagon or something like that. It was a hexagon, octagon, pentagon, whatever it was. But I don't have that. So I used circles. And so then we end up with, I have them over here, a bunch of different sizes. So the circles that I have are 1 inch, a 3/4 inch, and I'm pretty sure this is a 1/2 inch. So that's what I used. And I just went to different parts of it and, you know, tried to make them interesting and not all the same. And then she laid them out on top. Like, I don't really have anything to go by. I was watching her, but she had them kind of, she was trying to give it like a focal point, you know, over here. And she had the bigger ones of her octahexa, whatever's they were. I don't want it to be upside down. This is the way it's supposed to go. That doesn't really matter, but kind of. Now, when she put hers down, she used that raised tape, you know, that spongy tape. I really don't want to. And then she had like one up here and one kind of down. Or no, she had like something like this. But hers fit together, you know, because they had straight sides. It looked really cool, but I thought about trying to figure out how to draw them. You know, I figured I could probably do it with a ruler, but I decided not to try. I didn't really want that challenge today. So it's really hard to tell, but this one's the 3/4 and this is the 1/2. Quarter probably would have been good, but. And then what I will do, so right now I'm just laying stuff out. I'm just, you know, trying to get an idea of where they're going to be. And then maybe there. And then she inked around all of them. So now that I've got my layout, I think I'm going to ink them and then I'll come back. Things everywhere. Okay, so you guys, I went ahead and glued all of these down. Like I said, she had them raised, but I don't think I have the stuff to do that. And I didn't want to search. And so I decided not to have mine raised. I'm going to have this one sticking off just a little bit, so I think I'm going to have it up here. All right. Next, she added some stamping. Okay, first of all, she added some washi tape. Hers was like a translucent washi tape with numbers on it. I don't have anything like that, so I'm gonna do a stamp. And this stamp is from, is it from the same one? No, it's from Stampers Anonymous again, and it's the one that has all of this stuff, and that's the information. So I actually have her video up right now, and I'm just going to kind of place things where she did. Mine aren't going to show up as much. I'm actually kind of wondering if I need a new, stays on. I've noticed it's not as dark as it once was. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. I feel like it'll show up a little bit more right here. That one was a little darker. I wish, I'm not gonna try, but if I could double stamp, I know I'll mess it up, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, and then I'm gonna put one kind of right in here. Maybe I'll try and get it on that line. They're getting better each time. I should have done several before I just went for it. And I knew that. I know better. And then one here. I don't want my screen to go dark. And then she has, so again, this she did with washi. You know what I could do? I'll add just a little bit, like one more kind of down here, so it doesn't look so pale. There. That's fine. That's fine, right? I'm covering up this part. All right, so she also has stitching stamps, like, you know, thread stitches. I have a Tim Holtz one that is a real messy one that I don't really want to use. And I have this one. This one's real fussy. If you push too hard, it like lays sideways. So I have to be really careful. So I am going to go just over the top. I don't know. And then see if I can get one coming kind of the same place. Oh, see what I did? That's okay. Some of that's going to be covered. And honestly, there are straight lines here and there that kind of look like from the postcard anyway. There's a little right next to this. I can do some. And then I'll do one maybe right here. I'm not totally following her pattern of it now because I don't know. I just don't have the same stuff. So it's kind of hard to do. I'm also not making mine the same size as what she made hers. I don't know if I'm working in camera here or not. Not great. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop before I really mess something up. Just so you guys know, I have made a huge mess that I have to clean up. That was my glue. I wanted to get the little ball that was gonna stop it up. Okay. What now? One thing I know that she did, and I think I want to go ahead and do that, is she took and inked around the whole thing. So let's see here. So the other day, my daughter was standing here talking to me while I was, I don't know, doing stuff. And she took a couple of these things and she was going together with them and they stick. And then she would pull them apart and then do it again and they stick and she'd pull them apart. She yanked giant chunks out of one of them. So don't do that. Fun little game. It's not good for them. So I figured I'd go ahead and do this part now. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much. So this is fun. I have no idea what I'll try next. I thought I would just try maybe once a week to do something mixed media and see if I get any better at it. And then also, like I see things that I like, but I don't necessarily have any ideas of my own. Maybe that will come with time also, I hope. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, I'm going to pause this again to see what she did next. Okay, we're just about finished. Now, she had a die cut for a butterfly, a big butterfly. I don't have, this is the biggest one I have. So I decided to, I did a little bit more paper and I stamped this butterfly onto it and then cut it out. And let me get this stuff out of the way. She also put words right on top of her butterfly, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put words on it. She also added a little bit of greenery, but her greenery was actually not green, was it? It's so lightly green. But I'm going to do it with this die cut leaves. So we're going to add that. I marked my stem where I want it to lay. I'm just going to put glue on the leaves. It's just too hard to get it. I mean, I could get it kind of on the other part, but I don't think it's necessary. Maybe just right underneath. And then it's so dainty. I'm hoping that it's kind of where I wanted it, like, you know, heading in the right direction. I think it is. And she didn't do this. She just put a little bit of leaves coming out of the top. Again, watch her video. It's down below. It's paper crafting with Lou Collins. And the video I found was beginner's mixed media tutorial. So, and I didn't have everything she had, so you don't have to have everything, you know, you can just make do with what you have. I don't remember if there was something else I did I don't think so. One of the things that she added in hers was she flicked black on top, but I've got so much going on, I didn't think I needed it. I thought it would just make it look like a bunch of mess. And then she also did black right in here. She did like almost a watercolor thing, but she did it with some inks. And she put it in here. But she did that because her butterfly was going to be see-through like this, because there's, you know, openings. But mine, you're not gonna be able to see through. So it all would have been covered anyway. So I'm not gonna do that. Now I like how this kind of has a lift on it on either side. So I'm only gonna glue the center. And then she used some, what is it called? Embossing powder, and added some of that to her butterfly. Now she didn't emboss it. She actually used some black texture paste and put it on her stencil, her die cut here and there, and then she poured embossing powder over it and then just kind of knocked it off here and there. Anyway, I don't have what she used, and so I thought I would use, and I haven't used this, you guys. I was afraid. Oh, there's still some getting on my finger. It's really dried up. And I don't know if I can add water to it to make it work again, but I just thought I would add gold, Inca gold to it. And like, I didn't want really much of the black showing through at all. I wanted it mostly gold. It really blends in, doesn't it? Maybe I should have left it a little black, but that's okay. Can I wipe any of it off? I need to get some of it off my finger. So maybe what I should have done was like a little bit here and there, but that's okay. And then that's going to be in the center there. I could add some, let me see here real quick. I don't know if I have, I'm thinking about black fun fur type stuff, but I don't know if I have black. One other place to look. I think I have kind of a mix, but not just black. Like I have something that's like a grayish, has a little bit of, that's not what I want. I want like all black. I've got, nope, I don't. I have some tulle, but I don't think that would work. So, I mean, that's not the best. I didn't do the best job just now with that. I don't know if I can, I've got black ink on this. I don't know if I can go over it with some black ink just to give it a little bit more. Yeah. I think that helped a little bit. It still blends in a lot, but you know, like I said, I'm learning. So, and I am going to have this just glued in the center also. Okay, and then, so like I said, she had words because her butterfly was bigger. She had words right on top of her butterfly, which is cool. But I thought we would put them right over here. The texture paste stuff really makes it hard to move things. They just, I lay it down and it just doesn't want to scoot or anything. she was saying that they don't have to be straight, but I'm having a really hard time with leaving them. Should I leave them crooked? How does that look to you guys? Am I really far away? I guess I could do it like that. I'm going to put the middle one first. I don't like the crooked, but I've done it now, so it's going to be crooked. I'm putting quite a bit because it's going down on top of the texture paste. I don't know where I want it. Did I have it going that direction or the other? I don't know. Okay. The last thing I think I'm going to do is just ink very, very lightly around the edge in this, even though I've already inked with the green. I think I'm just going to finish it off with this. If I had a really fine marker, I would probably outline my leaves, but I don't think I have a really fine marker. Okay, this has taken me quite a while, about 50 videos to put together. What do you guys think? Do you like it? It's kind of fun. I'm trying to see it, because like I always say, my camera, the holder is right here, so I can't see what you're looking at unless I go like this. So anyway, all right. Thank you for watching, and if the person who is my inspiration, if she sees this video, thank you for the inspiration, because I'll link her video, Lou Collins. So thank you so much, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.